Paris. They call it the City of Light, a place where millions flock to see the sparkle of the Eiffel Tower and the romance of the Seine. But beneath this glittering surface lies a truth so dark it has been buried for centuries. Imagine, if you will, walking down a busy Parisian street. You hear the laughter, the music, the clinking of wine glasses. Now look down. Directly beneath your feet, 60 feet into the cold, damp earth, there is a silent empire. A maze of limestone and shadow that stretches for over 200 miles. This is the Paris Catacombs. It is not just a basement or a sewer. It is the world's largest mass grave, holding the skeletal remains of over 6 million human beings. 6 million stories, 6 million lives, all reduced to walls of stacked femurs and rows of hollow-eyed skulls. This place is a psychological pressure cooker. The air is thin, the silence is absolute, and the darkness is not just the absence of light. In the catacombs, the darkness feels alive. It feels like it's watching you. In the early 1990s, a group of illegal subterranean explorers known as cataphiles discovered a camcorder in a forbidden sector. It was sitting in the middle of a narrow tunnel, untouched. When the police played the footage, they saw a man, an explorer, holding the camera. His breathing was heavy, rhythmic, and panicked. He was running. He wasn't running from a person, he was running from something he couldn't name. He turned corner after identical corner, deeper into the unmapped void, until finally he dropped the camera and disappeared into the blackness. He was never found. Today, GriotVibe takes you beyond the tourist zones, into the heart of the Empire of Death. To understand why this nightmare exists, we have to travel back to 1780. Paris was a city of the living, but it was being choked by the dead. The central cemetery, Les Innocents, had been used for nearly 1,000 years. It was so overcrowded that the ground level had risen several feet above the surrounding streets. The dead were stacked in mass graves, one on top of the other, until the earth could hold no more. The smell was toxic. It was said that the stench of rotting flesh was so strong it turned milk sour and rotted bread in the bakeries. The breaking point came in 1780. After a period of heavy rain, a basement wall of an apartment building next to the cemetery collapsed. It didn't just spill dirt, it spilled a tidal wave of decomposing corpses into the living quarters of a terrified family. King Louis XVI had no choice. The dead had to be moved. But where do you put 6 million bodies? The answer lay in the ancient limestone quarries that had been mined since Roman times. For 2 years, every single night, Paris witnessed a macabre procession. Black-draped carts, led by chanting priests holding flickering torches, moved millions of remains under the pale moonlight. They didn't just dump the bones, they turned death into an ossuary of art. They stacked the bones into pillars, altars, and crosses. They created a cathedral of calcium and bone. But when you disturb the rest of 6 million souls and pack them into a claustrophobic maze, you create a spiritual weight that never leaves. Among the millions of nameless skeletons, there is one name that every illegal explorer whispers with dread: Philibert Aspairt. In 1793, during the height of the French Revolution, Philibert was a doorkeeper at a local hospital. Legend says he entered the catacombs through a secret staircase in the hospital's courtyard, searching for a hidden cellar of expensive liqueur that was rumored to be buried there. He entered the dark with only a single candle. Think about that for a moment. A single flickering flame against 200 miles of unmapped tunnels. He descended the spiral stairs, the air getting colder with every step. He walked for hours, getting deeper and deeper into the labyrinth. And then, the candle went out. Philibert was left in a darkness so total that he couldn't even see his own hand in front of his face. He spent his final hours crawling, his fingers bloody and raw from scratching at the rough limestone walls, trying to find an exit that was only feet away. His body was not found until 11 years later in 1804. He was identified by the hospital keys still hanging from his belt. Today, his tomb stands at the exact spot where he died. But the cataphiles say Philibert never truly left. They report hearing the sound of a single match being struck in the darkness. Others have felt a freezing breath on their neck when they were completely alone. Philibert is the guardian of the lost, or perhaps he is the one who ensures you stay lost. The French government knows the danger, and they go to great lengths to hide it. There is a special police unit called the IIGS, the Catacomb Police. Their only job is to patrol the forbidden zones and catch those who dare to enter. But even the police are sometimes terrified by what they find. In 2004, the police were conducting a training exercise in a previously unmapped sector deep under the Trocadero. They found a sign that said "Building Site, No Access." Beyond it, they discovered something that defied logic, a fully functioning, professional cinema. It had a screen, projectors, and a library of noir and horror films. There was a fully stocked bar and a restaurant with tables and chairs. The floor was carpeted, and the entire area was professionally wired for electricity. When the police returned 3 days later with experts to trace the power lines, the cinema was gone. Every wire, every chair, every bottle of wine vanished. The only thing left was a note on the floor. It read, "Ne cherchez pas, do not try to find us." Who has the power to build a secret city under the streets of Paris? Is it a secret society of the elite? Or has the darkness itself claimed a group of people who no longer belong to the world above? There are sectors where even the police refuse to go, where the walls seem to pulse like a heartbeat. In the deepest, most flooded levels of the catacombs, legend speaks of the Gate of Hell. 19th century occultists believed that the high concentration of limestone and the magnetic anomalies in the earth create a thin spot, a portal between our world and the next. Modern explorers have reported seeing shadow people. These are not your typical ghosts. They are not transparent or glowing. They are entities darker than the darkness itself, solid black figures that don't have faces. They don't move like humans. They glide, appearing in the corner of your eye and vanishing when you turn your flashlight toward them. Scientists claim these are hallucinations caused by oxygen deprivation and sensory isolation. But hallucinations don't explain the physical evidence. They don't explain the electronic voice phenomena, EVP recordings, where voices in ancient, archaic French beg for the light to be turned off. They don't explain the scratches found on the backs of explorers who were walking in wide-open tunnels. In the catacombs, you aren't the one exploring. You are a guest in a house that doesn't want you there. The silence in the catacombs is not empty, it is heavy. When you sit in the dark long enough, your brain begins to manufacture sounds to fill the void. This is what the cataphiles call the whispering walls. People have gone missing for weeks, only to be found wandering in circles, their eyes wide with a madness that cannot be cured. They claim the bones were talking to them. Imagine 6 million lives, all ended, all stacked together. The energy of that much death is staggering. Some believe the catacombs have developed a collective consciousness, a tulpa, or a thought form created by the sheer volume of human remains. This entity doesn't want to be mapped, it doesn't want to be understood. It wants to remain in the dark, and it will do anything to protect its secrets. Every year, people enter the illegal entrances and are never seen again. Their names are added to the list of the nameless millions, and the walls get just a little bit thicker. Why are we drawn to such places? Why does the Dracula style of mystery and horror fascinate us? It's because when you stand in the presence of 6 million skulls, you are looking at your own future. The catacombs are a reminder that no matter how bright the lights of Paris shine, the darkness is always waiting just below the surface. The man who lost his camera in the 90s is a warning for us all. The catacombs are not a playground, they are a monument to mortality. The footage ends not with a scream, but with a sound that isn't human, a low, guttural growl that seems to come from the stone itself. It is a reminder that some doors are not meant to be opened, and some secrets are meant to stay buried. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the Empire of Death. If you want more forbidden history and chilling mysteries, hit that subscribe button for GriotVibe. But for now, sleep well and try not to think about what is beneath your floorboards. I am your host. Good night.